Hi everybody, it's me again. We have another video about the two double header games tomorrow. First off, it's talking about MI versus DC, and then Punjab versus RCB next game. First, we'll start off with the playing 11s and the surface of MI versus DC. So for MI versus DC, let's start off with the DC playing 11. So given Delhi has many of the overseas players unavailable for like the first couple of games, I'm tempted to go with this in playing 11 where it only has one overseas player. Okay, that's the start. Prithvi Shah, Mandeep Singh to open, Yash Dul at number 3, Robman Powell, Rishabh Pant, Sarfraz Khan, Lalit Yadav, Akshar Patel, Shardul Thakur, Kuldeep Yadav, Chetan Sakaria. But an alternate option could be if they don't want to play Mandeep, they could alternately open with Yash Dul. He is open for Delhi in the Ranjis, and yeah, he's done well for them. So I guess they could open with Yash Dul and play someone like a KS Bharat at 3, where he did play for RCB last year. So that is another flexibility that Delhi have. I'm going with the one overseas because obviously you see likes of Warner, Mitch Marsh, Mustafizur, Lungi Ngidi, Nordgear, like almost everyone's out, to be honest. Delhi, they've got a really good bunch of guys, but Robman Powell, I think I will just play him because I'm a big Robman Powell fan and I think he's one of the best cricketers I've seen in a while in from the West Indies. So that's the reason I'm playing him as a solitary overseas. And I think Delhi look at that side because really the only ones I would say are that not say you could say hold the bat, but someone who really won't known for their batting. That's better to say, or maybe Kuldeep Yadav and Sakaria. But in Kuldeep Yadav knows to kind of knock it around and stuff, which gives you a balance. You have like your batting depth is immense. And the reason I'm playing three spinners is I know Bravo looks like a big batting wicket, but Lalit is more just an offie who bowls in the power play, and Akshar is a clever operator. And Kuldeep, I just felt that he hasn't got his opportunities in the last like 1 or 2 years for playing for Kolkata Knight Riders or even India. I just feel very unlucky for him, and I just feel he needs to get some opportunities and he needs to capitalize on those opportunities. I know people have said that he's missing Mahibai behind the stumps. That's an excuse, to be honest. You can't just keep saying that. He needs to develop something new, and I think personally, he's got Rishabh Pant, who's very vocal as a player, as a captain. He's one of the most funniest characters I've ever seen in my life as a any funniest cricketers, I would say, in my life, to be honest. And I believe that Rishabh Pant can really guide him, and that's the reason I'm including in the playing 11. I could be tempted to even go for Vicky Oswal because he was under 19. He's also capable batsman, so I'm just going for Kuldeep because he's been unlucky. And now let's move on to Mumbai Indians. Mumbai Indians, 5 time champions this year. Given Surya Kumar Yadav's unavailable, this might be tough, but it's what I think we have to go with. They'll start off with Rohit and Ishan Kishan, Tilak Verma, Tim David, Polly at 5, 6. I'm tempted to go with Sanjay Yadav. He's a good all rounder, left hander as well. So I go Sanjay Yadav at 6. And then Dan Sams, definitely. And then I would go with, I guess, Chetev Unadkat at 8. And then Murugan Ashwin, Bumrah, Timal Mills. Yeah, that's still playing 11. I would have been tempted to go with Dual Brevis, Baby AB, because a lot of potential and great ball striker as well. So I would have been tempted to go with him, but keeping in mind that it's Brabon, you need your bowlers, and I feel Dan Sams is someone that gives you that bit of bowling depth in a sense, because you have three left armers in the same side, which is good. I initially thought of going for Basil Thampi, but I look at his IPL record recently for Hyderabad. It's not the best, to be honest. He's conceded so much runs. I think he does need game time. I agree, but still, I just feel Unadkat has been consistent for Rajasthan Royals a little bit last year, like to a certain extent, I would say. And also, he improved his batting. I think I saw a glimpse of his batting in the first half, couple of games. So I guess is the reason I'd include him in the playing 11. Because see, if Surya Kumar Yadav wasn't playing, see, it's very tough to decode a playing 11, to be honest. Because Mumbai, I think yeah, they have a good side, to be honest, but not like the previous years. Bowling is not as intimidating, and yeah, you can say Jofra Archer is there, but until next year. But this year, looking at their bowling, not intimidating at all, and I don't see they've really replaced Kunal Pandya. In a sense, I can see Tim David replacing someone like Hardik. Totally agree, but I haven't really seen enough from them. But hopefully, yeah, hopefully they can come good. Because a lot of times when people just say this is the underdog team, they can win it. Look at what happened. 2008 Rajasthan Royals, 2016 Sunrisers Hyderabad. Both of them went on to win the championship. Underdog, and they called an underdog. So yeah, let's not just rule them out. Hopefully they can win. I think Mumbai's got a slight advantage, I would say, over Delhi, but Delhi, they just have a lot of good young players. And yeah, now let's move on to the wicket. I think Brabon, whoever wins the toss, bat first straight away. I think this is going to be a high scoring wicket. I haven't really seen that much of it, but looking at the past games, it's been a high scoring game. I think the batting first side gets like around 200 or even 190, somewhere like that. And the chasing side sometimes does struggle, but sometimes gets close to it. So I think it's always been a batting first wicket. And when India, I think, played a game against West Indies once, I think they scored like a really high amount of runs. I forgot how much it was. The West Indies got out for like 152 or something like that in the second innings. So it was like that. I'm pretty sure whoever wins the toss, just bat first. Simple as that. That's what I would do as a player. And yeah, I think they made the best side win. All the best for both the sides. You be alright, both of you guys. Rishabh and Rohit. Now let's move on to the next game. Match number 3. It's Punjab Kings against RCB from the DY Patil Stadium, Mumbai. This time, to make things a little bit different, let's start off with the conditions and kind of a little bit. I want to talk about some matchups. Okay, so first up, the conditions. DY Patil. We haven't seen the DY Patil Stadium since like 2010, I guess, in the IPF final against Michigan Times Mumbai. That's like the last time we've ever seen that stadium like play a game, I guess. Guess based on the past, not past, I'd say like more than a decade ago, that batting first is gonna help. I think that's what I can say, but it's hard to really judge this wicket because you haven't really played much or like at least heard about it much. So yeah, I think the conditions will be really helpful for the batter in the first innings, and then gonna slow up a little bit in the second. So I don't expect a really high scorer, like around like 160, I guess, batting first, and then the chasing side falls like 10 or 15 runs short, or even less than that possibly. So that's what I'm expecting from the wicket. And now let's start off with Punjab Kings and RCB. Both, I think this is one of the toughest contests, to be honest, because I think both on paper look like exciting sides, to be frank. RCB new captain in Faf, and Punjab Kings as well, new captain in Mayank. But on paper, they have really good players, and yeah, they're players who can really change the game of cricket. And yeah, I think I see definitely Punjab and RCB as two sides that competing for the title. Along with obviously I'm a CSK fan, so I have to go with CSK. and possibly Delhi. Those are my team that I predict for top four. But yeah, let's see. Anything could happen. So Punjab Kings, based on their auction, they have a very strong base of Indian players, and definitely they've got young players. And one player that well, actually two players I think that can really turn into Punjab Kings new finishers. Obviously, Shah Rukh Khan to start off with, excellent player, man. One of the best power hitters of India right now. Just hasn't got the India, like hasn't played a game for India. He's been part of the squad at the reserve, and yeah, man, he's gonna get the call up for sure. I think looks like, and he's definitely a potent finisher for Punjab. If he just show well in the IPL, just smacking some fuse, yeah, definitely he's there. Another one is Raj Bawa. He's another great player in the under 19. Got a 162 against Uganda. Remember watching it live. Just excellent player. Also in the final, got 5 wickets as well. So he's kind of an all rounder in himself. So I think both him and Shah Rukh Khan, if they get their groove right, they can finish the game in like style, and they can just give Punjab Kings a really good totals. And they Punjab Kings, their batting is, yeah. Given that now, given that Rabada and Bairstow was out for the first couple of games, they might be a bit weak in those areas, but still, let's back them. To be honest, let's back them. Simple as that. So now, talk about RCB. Until last year, Chiku King Kohli was captain, but this year we've got Francois Duplessis as their captain. Great player, one of my favorite players in Chennai. Just very sad to see him in red gold, but I think he'll do well. I think he's a great player, and he also has a good record as a captain in like T20 tournaments and international cricket. So that's the pedigree that he is. So definitely, I think he is going to really kind of get a different dimension to RCB. And I think looking at their team, they've got a lot of good players, because a lot of young players in a sense. They got likes of Anuj Rawat, Suyash Prabhu Desai, Mahipal Lomror, Chama Milind. They've got Luvnit Sisodia, Anishwar Gautam. You've got a lot of youngsters they've got. And I just say, okay, wow, they've got good youngsters. If they do come good, RCB can potentially, if not win this year's IPL. Yeah, I think they've got that, but they have to click somehow. I think one player they will hugely miss is Glenn Maxwell though. He's was there, I think one of their most I think much not maybe the highest run getter, I guess. I forgot the stats last year. I think he was one of the best players for RCB in both halves of the India and UAE legs. He was really good for them, and yeah, will be sad that he's missing the first couple of games, but hopefully when he comes back, he comes like fire and just does whoosh, pa. He does that to RCB. That's the thing we're expecting from him. And now let's get to the playing 11s. First up, Punjab Kings. I think this is what I would do as a Punjab King. So I would obviously start with Shikhar and Mayank. Obviously, that's obvious reasons you're gonna start off with that. But given a choice, they don't have any wicket keepers. I would play Prabhsimran Singh no matter what. I think he's a good player. But yeah, he hasn't really got much, and also he hasn't used much of the opportunities. So I would have to go with Prabhsimran at 3. And then Liam Livingston, probably best ball striker ever in international cricket and overseas leagues. I think he hasn't really showed that in IPL, and this is a great opportunity for him to show it. So Liam Livingston at 4. At 5, I'm going to go with Shah Rukh Khan, and then Raj Bawa at 6. That just provides a good stable top 6 there. And then I've watched a lot of T20 tournaments, even T10 as well. I've watched the leagues almost every year. So I would go with Benny Howell at 7. Very interesting option. So I would go with that. And Odin Smith at 8. Actually, no, I'll go with Harpreet Brar at 8. And then Odin Smith at 9. That would be interesting. and then Rahul Chahar and Arshdeep Singh. That's my playing 11 for Punjab Kings. Yeah, I think I'm going with Harpreet because he did trouble RCB in I'm last year's IPL in the game for in first half. He did trouble them, so I think I'm gonna go with him because he can make an impact against them with the bat and the ball. So let's hopefully make hope she does it. And yeah, I think this looks a very strong team because you got Arshdeep, a left armer there, Odin Smith, that chin music, that fired up guy there. You got Howell, medium pacer, hopefully helps. Rahul Chaha, wicket taker at the end. You've got that. Even Raj Bawa, a bit of medium pace there. And you got Liam Livingston, spin option. See, you've got options there. See, you got almost the only ones I probably won't bowl is probably obviously Prab Simran, Mayank Agarwal, Gabbar, I guess Shah Rukh Khan. I think Shah Rukh Khan can also bowl. Yeah, Shah Rukh Khan also bowls. So you also got options there. So this team, I think, has got so many bowling options. This is probably one of the greatest sides like on paper in IPL this year. So hopefully, yeah, this can translate to results. Next up, RCB. This is the playing 11 for this game. Really tough to say. I do want Faf and Virat to open, but given Maxi is not playing the first couple of games, I will play Virat at that role and then shift him to opening at the later parts. So this is what I will start off with. Faf, Anuj Rawat, Virat at 3, and then I'm tempted to go with yeah, I'll go with I guess Mahipal Lomror just for a change. Shafian Rutherford at 5. And 6, I would go with Suyash Prabhudesai, give him a chance. And then Hasaranga at 7. And then 8, Harshal Patel. And then 9, 10, 11. Tempted to go with the left armer, so I go with David Willey. Yeah, David Willey does work though. Yeah, David Willey. And then I would probably go with Siraj at 10. And then at 11, tempted to go with the spinner, but try to think it out though because got Hassan, got oh my god, RCB got a strong base of players. Yeah, I think this looks a good start. Nishwa Gautam. Tough team to choose, be honest. RCB. Siraj, you've got that option as well. RCB man, yeah, this is a tough team to go, yeah, seriously. To go with another spinner. Actually, no, let's change a bit of the team. I got my option though. So instead of Harshil at 8, I'll be tempted to go with Shahbaz Ahmed actually. Wicket taking option. Yeah. Pressure situation, he gets 2 wickets. Virat turned him totally last year. He got a couple of wickets, changed the course of the game. So yeah, Shahbaz Ahmed at 8, Harshil at 9, Siraj at 10. No, actually, no. Yes, I meant David Willey. Enter David Willey. Let's go. David Willey at 9, 10 Harshal, and then 11 Siraj. Yeah, that's good. I think this is a very flexible team because you got the likes of David Willey, who's someone batting number 9 is very low, but still that's good enough for him. Harshal as well, someone who bats at like number 8 for India, has now got to bat number 10. And that's tough to say though. I wanted Hazelwood, but he's not going to play the first couple of games, that's the reason I'm picking David Willey. And I'm a big Sheffield Rutherford fan, I think since I started supporting the Patriots in CPL, I think he's a major reason for that. For the way he played in the first like couple of games, I was very active in watching their games, and started supporting them. And yeah, he's just a great player. I think he deserves to play for the West Indies T20 side. And yeah, this is a good opportunity for Shafin. He's impressed in tournaments like T10, CPL, even PSL. Is impressed in those tournaments, and I think this IPL might be his time. Just show what he's got as a cricketer. And yeah, definitely this team on paper does look a little bit weaker in a sense, but looks strong because you got a lot of players who are wicket takers. That's important in a T20 match. I've always believed that taking wickets at pressure situations, or even when you're defending a low total, taking early wickets is important, or even at the death. So if you need like let's say like if you need 12 of like 6, I guess, in the last over, you need to get wickets, man, because just 2 or 3 balls, match could be over. Match khatam, simple as that, right? You need to have players who do that, and definitely this RCB side has got that. I was initially tempted to go with Karan Sharma, but his past record isn't as good for Chennai. It hasn't been the best, and he hasn't played lastly played in 2020, I guess, which is a huge gap. I guess it's a huge gap, and you don't want that as a RCB. So I initially was tempted to go with Cowell as well. Actually, you know what? Just give me a sec. I just realized instead of David Willie, let's go for Siddharth Cowell. Harshal Patel at 9, Siddharth Cowell at 10, and then Siraj. That is a great option though. I think Willie looks look you use the 4 overseas, but you don't have to play the 4 overseas always. RCB have believed in this philosophy, so just a minor change. Just give a second thought I gave. Siddharth Kaul comes in for David Willie. Yeah, I think RCB is a franchise that's believed that playing the 4 isn't necessary, so given this strategy, I would go with that. Sorry for the confusion, just wanted to make it at the end. I just gave it a second thought. And just all the best for both sides. I think this is going to be a really tough competition, this game especially, and I think every game is also, but this game especially is going to be really tough because both are really similar kind of sides, as you talked about. And yeah, I think I won't be surprised if this game goes and ends in a super over, because this is going to be a tight game, to be honest with you guys. And yeah, MI versus DC, I think that's also going to be a competitive game, but yeah, I definitely see someone winning, because on paper Delhi have a lot of youngsters, and Mumbai is kind of looking almost like their strongest 11, I guess, this year. So I would say Mumbai are the favorites to win against Delhi, but Delhi could also win. So I guess first game, based on paper, I am going with MI to win against Delhi. And for the second game, I'm predicting a super over though, because it's gonna be a tough game, and the conditions in DY Patil, even the past, it's gonna make it tougher to really have a game out there. So it's gonna be really tough. Also with the crowd, it's gonna be more entertaining as a cricketer. Yeah, and I'm excited to see because you got two tough sides, and in the super over, I think whoever has played the best would win, because number one time in 2020, a Kahani, and 2020, Punjab Kings played Mumbai Indians, and it was, I think, a tie if I'm not wrong, and then it was super over, and I think Punjab Kings only got like I think 5 runs or something in the super over, and then it was 6 of 6, and then it got tied again, the super over. So it got tied, and it was another super over, and Punjab Kings won it this time though. So I'm expecting something like that tomorrow, but yeah, anything can go wrong. I think my predictions could be totally off. To be honest, I think it can be either way. It can even Delhi could beat Mumbai. Even the super over prediction could be like doesn't even go to super over. End of the day. I think I believe that whoever does well on the field on that day wins the game. Simple as that. That's what I believe. I'm a firm believer of that. That on the field, the team that plays well always wins the game. Whether it be through your mind, whether you be it your tactics, whether it be through like however you play basically, or however you play and whatever you do on the day, on that time, that's important. And I think these two sides, I mean these four sides, I would say, are definitely going to be very interesting sides to be assessed on. And I think yeah, definitely true. Hope you guys like my video. Please share, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon for more videos. Have a good day, guys. Please watch the games tomorrow and keep supporting all the teams and give the best, everyone. All the best, all the players they're playing in tomorrow's game, and to the captains Rohit Sharma, Rishabh Pant, Mayank Agarwal, and Faf, and everyone. Also, just to mention, a very big thanks to Shah, Sourav Ganguly, and all the people being associated with helping this tournament IPL run the last like 2 or 3 years. It's been one of the most challenging times as well in the pandemic, and being able to la- successfully like play the tournament. I think it's been good. I think this time even the fans, I think allowing a couple of fans to come in does increase the spirit. And I think it's a big thanks in these tough times you got, I mean, organizing this tournament. And yeah, definitely really really big thanks for them. I think they've done an splendid job. But that's my thing. Hats off, guys, you've done an excellent job in doing this. And we all give you your continued support. And yeah, hopefully in the long run times improve. And I know it's already started to improve, but yeah, let's hope for the best, and in a couple of years we get back to that old spirit of IPL, home and away games. And yeah, just wanted to mention that. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And see you soon then. Bye.